cheese steak mixture. I have seasoned. Here's what the first batch of waffle fries looks like. All the flavors. This is the layer. Here it is with some of the rest of the Philly put it in the oven until all the cheese melts. That's all done. Hi YouTube, it's Precious, and today I'm going to be making some Philly cheesesteak fries. These are all the ingredients. Going to be using steak strips, waffle fries, onions, bell peppers, American white cheese, and a 4-cheese Mexican mix. So I did a little pre-cutting. I cut up the bell peppers in the shape that I want to slice them in, and I peeled the onions and cut them up as well. I'm just gonna try to get some kind of like long slices out of these, but not too long. So I'll show you here. So I'm gonna take each one of these pieces and cut it. I want it kind of thin, not too thick either. Got me a little bowl right here to put everything in, since it's a bunch of veggies that I gotta cut up. Take this and do the same. It's kind of long, so I'm gonna cut it like that instead of doing the slices. I'm going to continue to cut these up, and then I'll cut the onions up. And I'm going to cut the onions in the same fashion. I can show you actually how I'm going to cut those right now. Why not? And of course, with the onion being layers already, I don't have to slice them into the little thinner slices like this. I cut the bell peppers and onions up in the slices the way I want them. The recipe normally calls for you to cook the meat and bell peppers separately so that you can layer it into the pan. But I want to cook it together because I want to use the bell peppers and onions to help season the meat. Here is the meat. I have already put it in the skillet and started it. I warmed the skillet, then I cut it off, but I already kind of started it by seasoning one side, and now I'm going to season the other side, lightly season, because you can always add more if need be while it's cooking. So I'm using seasoning salt, garlic powder, and black pepper, and a little dry parsley flakes to season this. I'm gonna let it cook a little bit, and then I'm gonna actually add the bell peppers and onions in. So I turned this steak strips over, and they actually cook pretty darn fast. I'm gonna let them cook a little bit on this other side, and then I'm gonna throw the bell peppers and onions on top. They cook really fast too. Smells really good already. Now that I've added the bell peppers and onions, this is what it's looking like. Smelling so much better. Now that I've added those onions and bell peppers and they're cooking, it smells, whew, too good up in here, y'all. And it has a lot of liquid in it from the meat, but that's all gonna cook out. I'm just gonna continue to let it cook until the veggies are soft, and then I'm going to cook the waffle fries. Here are the waffle fries that are gonna be underneath the Philly cheesesteak mixture. I have seasoned it with black pepper. I'm gonna do seasoned salt. Not too much, y'all, because we already seasoned the meat. And then we gonna be adding cheese to this too, so. I have seasoned it. Now I'm actually gonna fry it. You can either bake it or fry it. And you want these to be a lot more crisp than what they are now, so that when you do add that Philly cheesesteak mixture of onions, bell peppers, and the meat, and then the cheese, that it's crisp enough to hold up to that mixture. Here's what the first batch of waffle fries look like when they're done. I myself would like them a little crispier, but because I'm also making this for my daughter and my grandson, my daughter doesn't like her fries too crispy. But they will still be good. And this will be actually the bottom layer of the Philly cheesesteak fries. I am about to assemble the Philly cheesesteak fries. Everything is ready. I got the fries, the Philly cheesesteak, well, the steak mixture, the cheese. I'm going to use actually 2 cheese. It normally doesn't call for this 4 cheese. Mexican only calls for the American white cheese, but you can never have too much cheese. So I'm going to start with the bottom layer, which is going to be the fries. So you just take it. Of course, we don't have a much thicker layer than this. Actually, it's going to be 2 layers. So just use half of it for the first layer and save the other half for that second layer. And then you take that Philly cheese, well, I keep saying Philly cheesesteak, the cheese, the steak and bell peppers and onion, and you layer that. Whoa, that's a big chunk right there. Break it up so. Oh my goodness, this is going to be delicious. Smells good, I know that. Let me try to evenly distribute the steak and the bell peppers and onions. And this is what the first layer looked like without the cheese. I gotta open the wrapper, so I'm gonna clean my hand off. Crap. This is the layer of just American cheese. And here it is with some of the the Mexican 4 cheese on top of that American white cheese. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of cheese in here because I don't want to make the cheese the star of the show. I want that the Philly steak to be the star. So I'm gonna just leave that amount of cheese, but you can add as much cheese as you like. I have added that second layer of the waffle fries. And next I'm going to put the rest of the cheesesteak mixture on here, y'all. Keep saying Philly, the Philly steak, whatever. Because it's gonna end up being Philly cheesesteak waffle fries. That looks delish. Here's what the cheesesteak layer looks like. And I have decided to actually do the cheeses in reverse. I'm going to do the 4-cheese Mexican on the bottom and the American white cheese on top because it looks better. It won't taste no different. It just looks better. And again, I ain't going to put a whole lot of cheese on this because I want to make sure that the steak and the fries are the star. And before I told you that that liquid was gonna cook out, I found that some of it didn't cook out, so all I did was strain the actual meat. And to get that liquid out, I didn't want it in my cheesesteak fries. Now I'm gonna do a layer of this again. And then I'm going to put it in the oven until all the cheese is melted and it's all cooked together. This is what it looks like so far. Still cooking. It's all done. And this is what it looks like. After it cooked for about 10-15 minutes, I took the aluminum foil off the top and let it brown a little bit on the top, the cheese. Then I let it cook for another 10-15 minutes. Now I'm about to eat, y'all. This is what it's looking like after I cut into it. Now let's see what it tastes like. All right, this is the finishing product of the Philly cheesesteak waffle fries. Let's get a taste. We want some meat and cheese and peppers and onions. Then nice. This is hot, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't put that much in my mouth at one time. It just looks so good. Mmm. Mm. This is so good, y'all. Ooh. Mmm. That's a crunchy piece of fry. Mm, mm, mm. Just the right amount of cheese. Mm. Mm. I really love the taste of this. By the way, the actual steak strips that I use is what I also use to make the steak, bagel, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. I'll be making that one day as well, guys. But this is so good. I'm going to finish enjoying this. Please like, subscribe, or dislike. Thank you for watching. This is Precious. Bye-bye.